We are back with another episode of Some Dude Pod after a couple of weeks hiatus. It's like we do two episodes and then we take two breaks and then we come back with another
Look,
two
man,
episodes. You
we
know,
got a lot. We got a lot going on. All right, look, my days are busy. Bang's days are busy. His
man,
days are so busy that he don't even know what day of the week it is.
I didn't. Not gonna lie, y'all. I did not know yesterday was Tuesday.
Bang texted me, he said, "Hey, bro, I woke up a little late." He said, I've lost track of time, but said I'm good to go." I'm like, I had to look. I had to think about it. I like, hold on a second. I said, today Wednesday, today Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
My
I had,
apologies, y'all.
I had to tell Bang, get some rest.
Yeah, I needed it. But Some Dude Pod, we are back. Make sure you follow us on everything at Some Dude Pod. Hey, Mike B, J.R. Bang. Let's go ahead and get to it, Mike, because I saw your text about the Michael Jackson movie.
But my text about the Michael movie was in regards to something that we manifested on the show. So I'm assuming that's what you knew what I was referring to once
that's
you
what I
saw the
knew you
movie.
was referring to. But then, after watching the movie, I wanted to have another conversation.
Of course, of course, of
So
course.
let's
Of
start with
course.
your part about our
Yeah.
manifestation.
Yeah. So I think it was the last episode we recorded, and we were like, discussing what it is that we wanted to see in the Michael movie, some things that we might wanted to see. We was like making predictions on how it was going to end, what song he would be what song would he be performing last, would any beef occur amongst the film.
Yep.
And I said, beef? What do you mean beef? What are you talking about, beef? Michael Jackson didn't have beef with nobody. He was the nicest person on earth. But then it hit me. Michael Jackson and Prince, the little alleged riff, a little competitive thing between two greats. It was something that we thought maybe would get brought up in the film, and
Should.
and I think we got a little piece of that.
Where did you believe you saw that?
Where did I see what?
What part did you feel like you saw the bit of competitive?
Oh no, it was clear as day when Michael Jackson. I guess so. I'm guessing this was during the process of the recording of Thriller, and Michael Jackson they're chilling at the house, the Jackson 5 house, and Michael's in the pool, and he's kicked back, laid back, getting his thoughts off, chilling, what I'm saying, living that rock star life, but at the same time he's working with animals, yeah. But at that time though, he's not just relaxing, he's working. And what he was working on was, trying to come up with ideas for the album. And he made a comment that said, "Hey, if I don't come up with these ideas, God might give him the Prince." I died. I immediately died, and I text Bang and said, I quote, "Wait till you see the movie."
Gee, I died laughing. I said, man, Bang me knowing a little bit. A little bit.
That had
a little bit.
I said, wait a second. We literally just talked about this.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Well, look, I knew they had to put that in the movie somehow, and they did. Yeah. But, Mike, how did you really feel about the movie?
Dang, I have so many thoughts.
That I could not wait for this.
I have so
we ain't wasting no time.
I had so many thoughts. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so I have two different sides of it when it comes to my thoughts. I'll speak from a fan who just went to go see a movie. I'll speak from that. I'll speak from that side first. As far as the presentation of the movie, I thought the movie was great. I thought the casting was great. I thought the acting was great. I thought the acting was great. I thought the visuals and everything was great. And what was presented to us in a 2-hour movie, I thought it was really good. I think Jafar Jackson did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I think he did an excellent job. I think he was perfectly casted. I don't think anybody else could have did that the way he did it. So I was very pleased with his performance. I was pleased with Nia Long, even though show her scenes. She didn't have many scenes, but I think she did a
Mother.
mother. I
Mother.
think she did an excellent job. What's his name? Domingo, the one who plays Joe Jackson. I think he did an excellent job as well. So presentation wise, and what I'm saying, acting and everything like that, I give it a good solid 8.5 out of 10. For presentation and everything like that. And I was thoroughly entertained. I loved every moment of the movie. Like, it was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I was singing in my seat like everybody else. I was fanning out, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, oh yeah, that's that, and that's that. But when the movie ended, bang, I felt the way.
Mm.
I felt the way when the movie ended. And my first thought was, that's not enough. That's not enough. You know? So I'll go to more of a I'll be more constructive with the criticism as far as the movie is concerned. And I felt like, it was just a sample size. It was a sample size of everything that I would have wanted to see from a biopic. And I felt like one of my initial reactions was it was a sped up version of the Jackson 5 movie.
Miriam! I told you. Mike said the same thing. This was too fast. Keep going, Mike.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I definitely felt like it was a sped up version of the Jackson 5 movie. If you go back and watching that movie actually made me appreciate the Jackson 5 movie more. Because that was like the first of its kind that actually told us the Michael Jackson story and the Jackson 5 story. And and I think what they did with this movie is that they just kind of like just rushed it. And now you can start it straight from the beginning, like with the Jackson 5. I mean, with the Jackson 5 part of the movie. It was short lived. We really didn't get to see. We saw how the band got put together, but we really didn't see much of them, like, performance wise, and kind of really get to see the relationship that they had with their dad and how he really put it together. But again, I didn't want to go into it comparing it to the Jackson 5 movie, but I didn't have a choice. I felt like I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm comparing it to this. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, well, yeah, this is kind of how they did it with the Jackson 5 movie, but it was just short lived. You know what I'm saying? They signed to Motown. We didn't really get to see the type of relationship that Michael Jackson had with Berry Gordy and how he loved him oh so much, and how Michael loved Berry Gordy. And we didn't get to see kind of like, Joe Jackson and that jealousy that he had that the Jackson 5 movie kind of provided. I don't know if they didn't want to actually copy the Jackson 5 movie, but like, so add all of these things in there. But I don't know. I felt like we could have gotten more out of the Michael Jackson 5 story, and then we kind of like just glided right into him being a solo artist and going right into Off the Wall. But I would have personally loved to see. I don't see. This is the thing when you make biopics and they want to do biopics. All of these, who's gonna be in it and who's gonna have a character. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, like, okay, we wanted Diana Ross in there. We wanted to see, maybe we didn't get anything about the Wiz. But you know what I'm saying? We don't know why Diana Ross wasn't in the movie, or why wasn't she portrayed in the movie. Apparently there were scenes shot, but you know what I'm saying, for legal reasons. See, this is the problem right here. I hate that. If we're gonna go in for Michael Jackson, we gotta go all the way in. Handle all affairs that need to be handled so we can get the proper presentation and get the story that the fans, the real fans, want to see. Bang, let me show you something, fam.
Hey, do your thing.
Let me show you something, Bang.
Don't do your thing. Go ahead. Run that.
See this right here? Look at this. Look at this right here. See this right here?
Got to be
See,
there.
we didn't really get to this. Hold on, man. Let me show you something else, man. I got more. I got more. I got more. We didn't get to this.
No, you
We
saw the
didn't
rat.
we didn't touch. We didn't get any of this.
You saw the rat
No.
though.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I got one more. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I got a couple more over here. I'm not gonna show them off yet, but we didn't really get that story. We didn't really get the story. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see more of. I wanted to see how the relationship with him and Quincy Jones started, and that started on the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? That started there. I wanted to see when we get into things like this. When you get into this, which is great. This is absolutely. This is great. I love. Look at him. This is a. I don't know if this is an OG or not, but it's look here. I need to see more of the origin behind this. You understand what I'm saying? I need to see more. So I wanted to see more Michael and Quincy putting these songs together, and what it was like in the studio, and how did they bounce ideas off each other to come up with these records. The creation. I wanted to see the creation, and I didn't get enough of the creation. It was too sped up.
Don't stop till you get enough, Mike.
We didn't get. I needed to see more creation of all of those records, not just "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," "Rock with You." All of these other records, the us on Off the Wall, we didn't really get to see the you know what I'm saying, the origin behind it, because they just rushed right into this. They rushed it. Wait, we got to this. And this is what everybody wants to see. And I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not a problem. But if you go give me this, give me all of it. You know what I'm saying? I need to see pause. You know what I'm saying? I need to see a run. I want to see how human nature. Show me Michael Jackson writing this song, or Quincy Jones coming up with the production for this song, and how did it come about? You know what I'm saying?
How Toto was like, yo, go ahead and take this song.
Yeah. I want to know how when we came up with this album right here, that actually a lot of people don't even know that "The Girl Is Mine" with Paul McCartney was actually the first single off of this album.
Yes, it was.
I want to know why that happened. How did we get Paul McCartney in the studio with Michael Jackson and they created this? You know what I'm saying? I want to know. Like this is like Thriller was the last single, I think, to be released for this album. Like they were about to go into like the next album, but Michael Jackson said, "No, bro, we coming out with the Thriller video. Y'all got to see this shit." You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to put this shit on MTV. We got a little bit of the story, but it was just a sample size. Just a little bit of MTV information and how he was able to get his videos on MTV, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, Bang. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they just rushed it. It rushed it way too much. Also, I want to backtrack real quick. Do you remember how we talked about like the greatest intros of all time? Like we talked about intros and how this is shout out to the movie.
Want to be starting something?
Want to be starting stuff? It's the best intro.
Let me just say that. Let me make sure this is understood, Mike.
Yeah.
Interrupt you just a little bit for this. Want to be starting something? Want to be starting something is the best track one of all time.
Okay.
On an album. Track one.
Yeah.
When you start the album, track one, it is the greatest track one of all time.
Can't argue with you there. And that's how the movie started off, actually. The movie started off with that song, if anybody was paying attention. And that was one of the first things I noticed. But yeah, man, just really in a nutshell, Bang, I really wanted to see more of the creation of the albums that, you know what I'm saying, led up to Michael Jackson being who he was. And it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It was very sample sized, more relationship with his mom. We got a lot of this movie pretty much just showed how Joe Jackson was, you know what I'm saying, God rest his soul, God rest the dead, you know what I'm saying, was a piece of shit. And you know what I'm saying, didn't and really only cared about, obviously, keeping the Jackson 5 as one, but not really recognizing that Mike didn't need them niggas. And no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? The way Joe Jackson in that movie portrayed when he said, "Yeah, I'll let you do one album." You know what I'm saying? I'll let you do one album. You know what do you mean you let me? What do you mean?
He didn't need the Jackson 5 so much. We didn't hit him in the movie.
Nope.
We didn't even see Jermaine.
Nope. Speaking of Jermaine, look, I got
look after Jermaine. After
I got
they
some.
left,
Look at this. I got some Jermaine too. Look, we got Jermaine. Look,
yeah, look.
Nobody cares about Jermaine, but we got him though. You know what I'm saying?
Look, fam. Hey, man. After they got grown, you ain't see Jermaine no more in the movie, unless you want to count Jafar, because that's his son.
Yeah.
Like,
but this movie really actually made me appreciate the Jackson 5 movie even more. And I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, the Jackson 5 movie is a better movie than
because it's about
this
the Jackson
movie
5
because it's about the Jackson 5. But you know what I'm saying, we got more details in that movie, and it was longer, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. And I feel like at the end of the day, when they going about this biopic, and we talked about this on the last episode too, how New Edition had a 3-part movie. I felt like something like this for Michael should have been done, as far as like maybe 3 to 4, 5 parts even. And it don't even gotta go to the movie theater. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you're gonna present us with a biopic type movie for Michael, Netflix it and give it to us like The Last Dance. You know what I'm saying? Like how they did with The Last Dance. 1 episode for 7 weeks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could do an hour and 30 minutes special on Netflix once a week for 6 to 7 parts of Michael Jackson. Present it to us just like that. The world will be tuned in for that, and we can get everything in detail. I just didn't feel like the movie did enough justice for Michael. It didn't do enough, but I'm not the one to complain. I enjoyed it, but it just left me. It left me uneasy, and it left me wanting more. And I don't know how they're gonna go about with Michael 2, or how whatever they're gonna call the follow-up movie. I don't know. I'm interested. Obviously, I'm anticipating it like everybody else, but I just feel like, you know, we're not gonna get everything. And I'm not talking about allegation type stuff. I'm talking about just Michael Jackson being celebrated, and how we were able to really get into his mind and his thought process and everything that came about him being the superstar that he was. You know what I'm saying? I really wish, I don't think the movie and this up and coming one is going to give us everything. It's just going to be sample sized up and presented for Hollywood, you know, and it is what it is, man. I would have been cool if the movie was even 2 hours and 45 minutes leading into 3 hours.
Invented that joint.
We locked in. I ain't going nowhere. This Michael.
We here.
You're not gonna lose nobody's attention in the movie theater with a Michael Jackson movie. So this could have been presented way better. But nonetheless, I don't want to be the guy to complain. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, that was my thoughts after seeing the movie. Bang, where you at with it?
I love the movie for what it was.
Absolutely.
But I hate it because of what it could have been. That is it. If I had to put it in a sentence, that's what that would be. I love the movie for what it was, but I hate it because of what it could have been.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
I agree with you. That movie went too fast. They was performing on the chilling circuit, and then Mike was grown. We didn't get voice change Mike.
Nope.
We didn't get acne Mike.
Nope.
We didn't get dancing machine Mike. Mm-hmm. We went from him being a kid lying about his age to him being grown.
Yep.
We missed a lot. And I know you're not going to put everything in the movie, but we missed a lot. And we saw a couple of scenes to where Joe was whooping his ass. Like that one scene when he closed the door.
Yeah.
Know he was about to get his ass whooped. Yeah. Then he was performing again.
Yeah.
Gladys Knight was like, yo. And Suzanne, the past was like, yo, we about to pull up on this. This is a group. So that's one.
Yeah.
Two, one key part about Michael Jackson that I don't think people talk about enough, and I think could have been a key part of this movie, and I don't understand why they glossed over it, is the fact that Michael Jackson was pissed when Off the Wall ain't get them Grammys.
Oh, yes. Yes. I wanted to see that. Also, just the fact, I just want to see scenes of him at the Grammys, not him holding the Grammys. I want to see.
Not just him at the Grammys.
Give me the off the
I
wall
wanted,
Grammy here.
I know what I needed to see, because if we don't get this,
We
if
want to
we
see
don't
the
get Michael
motivation
Jackson
led
being
up to Thriller.
upset
Yeah,
about not winning them Grammys, we
we
might
don't
not get Thriller.
absolutely.
So what we needed to see, and what I thought
Yes.
that was a huge miss
Mm-hmm.
on their part, was Michael Jackson being at the Grammys,
Yes.
getting all his pomp and circumstance, and he ain't win no Grammys.
I think he
And
believe.
him
I believe
going
he
back
won.
to,
I believe he
wait a
won
minute,
one Grammy
wait,
for Off the Wall. One
right.
Grammy.
But he ain't win the big ones.
He ain't win the big ones.
So he going back to the crib, pissed, mad at Quincy. Undid all this shit to do this album. My father, his ass ain't want me doing this shit. They played me. No, this next time we ain't doing that. And then he writes them notes talking about he's the greatest of all time, and he wanted to do this. He wanted to make the greatest album, biggest selling album. He manifest.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even see. We saw the manifest before he recorded. No,
Yeah.
we want to see the manifest on the paper.
Yep.
And then he creates Thriller.
Yep.
And then he goes to the Grammys.
Yep.
And then he wins all of the Grammys. That, to me, huge miss.
Yes.
Because if he is not snubbed for Off the Wall, we probably don't get Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Another miss to me is, I think they did a piss poor job at trying to make Joe Jackson the bad guy in this movie.
Okay.
And part of the reason why I think they did a piss poor job is because the family didn't want Joe to look like a bad guy, but they know they had to put some stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bad guy really should have been us. What do I mean by that? Why we should have been the protagonist? Not talking about fans, I'm just talking about people in general. Because every time Michael Jackson turned around, he couldn't be Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Because of us.
Yeah.
And it was us, them people, who didn't give him them Grammys.
Yeah.
And because of all of that, he manifested.
Okay.
And then that's how we got that. You didn't have to have Joe Jackson in silhouette looking at his son crazy while he walk up in the crib with his nose, his new nose.
Yeah.
And even still, those scenes, first of all, Coleman Domingo is an amazing actor.
Absolutely.
I have nothing against his acting skills in this movie. That boy acted his ass off. Michael. Well, now we going on tour, Michael. I'll go talk to Don King. Michael.
I was today years old when I didn't know Don King was even a part of.
I did.
I didn't know he was even a part of that.
He
the
put
Victory
that bread
Tour.
up, Michael.
Yeah. Okay.
Talking to Don King, and then we're going on tour. We're going to call it the Victory Tour. Michael, you do that little album all you want to. Michael, you're going on tour with your brothers now. Michael, but Jermaine made his choice. He stayed over there at Motown. He stayed over there with Barry Gordy ass. But Michael, we're going on tour. Mm-hmm. Jermaine was like, shit, I'm over here with Barry and his daughter. And
Hazel.
You know what I'm saying? Joe's like, Michael, you ain't going nowhere. I think they tried to make Joe Jackson the poor man's Ike Turner.
Yeah.
In this goddamn movie. And it didn't work for me. Because it was in some cases, I was like, you know what? Joe, I ain't mad at you. Joe, you about the family. Yeah. And if Joe was manipulative in this movie, he was a manipulator. But he was a manipulator not just for him, for the brothers. Yeah. Part of the reason why I say that is because you barely heard them talk.
Yeah.
I don't even know which brother it was that looked at the monkey when he came out the truck. Which brother was that? We didn't even get identified who's which brother. You only knew Tito because he had the guitar, and you only knew Marlon because he was a little bit taller than Michael.
None of them was actually acknowledged.
They was not acknowledged.
But we got plenty of LaToya references, though.
Man, I'm sitting there like, yo, where Reby at? LaToya
was like there.
She was there. Body ain't changed nothing. She ain't go through
Latoya,
no plastic
Latoya,
surgery yet.
Latoya, Latoya made sure to sign off on her name
Hey,
being
hey,
mentioned in the
Latoya,
movie.
like,
Like,
what
yeah,
are you
you can
doing?
talk about you.
Yeah, hey, I need to be in the movie.
Yeah,
So I don't like it because of what it could have been,
absolutely.
but I like it for what it was.
No,
And even still, I would like to say more performances. I would have liked to see them leave Motown because that was big. They left Motown and they show you the way to go. Like, it's like they left Motown and they still gave you hits. It wasn't the hits of Motown, but they still show you the way to go.
yeah,
But still was struggling to find them again. And being the Jacksons, you could have went and just been like, yo, this was downtown for them. But hey man, I want to do some shit myself. This
hmm
movie could have been a 3-hour movie. It wasn't.
easily,
And I
easily,
think that was a big mistake.
and nobody would complain about it being a 3 hour movie.
Nobody would have, they got to do a director's cut at this point. But I feel like the missing pieces was more about when they left Motown. I feel like the missing pieces was the Grammys and him being snubbed for Off the Wall. And then the manifestation and then going into detail on how he made it. They didn't go into detail of Off the Wall or Thriller. They didn't go into outside of him just wanting to do a solo album. They didn't really go into details. I would have loved to saw more of that.
Absolutely.
And even with that, they jumped from Thriller to Bad. And the biggest disappointment, Mike, I said this on the pod a couple of weeks ago. So now I can officially say it. The biggest disappointment in this movie is that Man in the Mirror did not end this movie.
Bang, I understand your disappointment.
Mike,
I know you called it. You wanted it to end with "Man in the Mirror," which is a song off Bad. But I think the ending was a perfect ending, setting up for the new beginning.
no,
Because
it wasn't.
no, no, no. Wait, let
Go
me
ahead, because I'm gonna tell you why.
let me
I'm gonna tell you
explain.
why I
Let
believe
me
you wrong.
explain. Let me
But go ahead.
explain. Let me explain.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the ending was to show the world that even though Michael Jackson already had made Off the Wall, he already made Thriller,
Yeah.
he still felt like he was under the thumb of Joe Jackson and still under the Jackson 5 name. And the Bad Tour was really the the coming out party
So for
of
context, what
Michael.
was the song that ended the movie?
Bad.
Mike, everything that you just said is
I
why Man in the Mirror should have been the last song.
I hear you on that.
Literally,
I hear you. I hear you.
everything you just said. Because at the end of the day, I am the man in the mirror. And you don't end the look. Musically, let's think about biopics. Let's think about biopics, music and everything.
Mhm.
What is the greatest, in your opinion, out of all the musical biopics you've watched? What was the greatest ending to a biopic or a musical movie?
Ooh, that's tough.
Because I
Shit.
think the ending would have killed any reservations I had with the Michael movie. The
Yeah.
ending would have been befitting if it of certain things. If they would have ended the movie differently, I would have felt differently about the movie. They ended it
Okay.
with Bad. They ended it to me with the wrong song. Man in the Mirror should have been that going into
I
Bad.
think that, but I think them ending it with Bad though is literally like, you know what I'm saying?
They
It's kind
ended
of
it with
like
My Butt Is Mine, Mike.
it's segueing right into the next movie.
They ended
Knowing we
it with
getting
Mike. They ended it with My Butt Is Mine,
yo,
Mike.
but it was a great
I'm
performance though.
Mike.
Yeah.
The greatest ending, in my opinion, to a musical biopic is Michael Jackson's enemy, Prince.
Prince.
They ended the movie with Purple Rain,
Yeah.
and then they gave you Die For You.
Yeah.
They ended it with a somber song that turned everybody around to the musical genius that is the kid. And then he said, 1, 2, 3, 4. He made everybody cry. And next thing you know, everybody's Morris Day over there in the corner.
Yeah.
Apollonia over there in the corner. Billy over there with the Coke bottle glasses. Hey, tell me what you like, what you see. And then at the end of the movie, the nigga turned around and the camera had the little rainbow little shit around his goddamn head. Yeah. And then the credits go. Mm-hmm. They could have ended it with Man in the Mirror, seeing people cry, pass out, die. Mm-hmm. Then he gave you bad. Yeah. But here's another reason why I don't like the ending, Mike. They tried to do it during the victory tour, but it ain't enough for the victory tour. Yeah. You never really saw this nigga stand for 3 minutes and niggas cry. Where was that at, Mike?
We didn't get enough of that.
We didn't get that.
We didn't get that.
We got it doing human nature.
But see, that really didn't kick off like a lot of the passing out and all of that shit like that. Really, is bad though. Bad.
He was supposed instead of him walking in the hallway and looking at the light-skinned security guard and the other nigga in the back, he should have went on stage and he just did this. Mm-hmm. And you saw the fireworks, him come out. For 3 minutes.
Yeah.
For 3 minutes, Mike, it's Michael Jackson. You didn't have to speed that 3 minutes up. You could have, for 3 minutes in that movie, when he goes to the bad tour, literally, him pop up, pyro, he just. And then
I'm with you when you right.
Man in the Mirror comes on.
I'm with you when you right, man.
And niggas get emotional and they're crying. And then he gives you bad.
Okay.
Don't go straight into bad. Give what was the emotional payoff, Mike? In biopics, it's an emotional payoff.
Yeah.
There's an emotional payoff when we look
I'm thinking maybe the ending, when he announced that the victory tour was gonna be it. I think that's when it was.
If that was the case,
that's where that's where they used that at. What you're referring to? You said the movie? Yeah, the emotional payoff was that.
That was ass with a capital ass. If the emotional payoff was him looking at his brothers.
Because what song did he perform after he said that it was one of the joints off
Working Day and Night.
Nah, was it Working Day and Night or something?
I think it was Working Day and Night because they did the breakdown.
I think Working Day and Night went into that, but then he performed something else though.
No, he got off the stage.
When did he perform Human Nature? They got a Human Nature performance.
It was Human Nature. Then it was. That's what they tried to do it. See, that's what I'm saying. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was a terrible attempt. They did Human Nature, and then they did Working Day and Night, and then they did the breakdown at the end. And Mike was like, "Bring the music down. Mm-hmm. Bring it down a little bit more. I'd like to thank you guys for coming to the tour. I just like to let you know, this is the final tour of the Jacksons." If that was the emotional payoff, boo! The emotional payoff should have been Man in the Mirror, I'm bad. Okay. I'm finally doing my own tour. It's just me on this stage. I am the man in the mirror. Actually, you cannot change my ways.
They didn't want us to cry, man.
People cry.
They didn't want us to cry.
People pass out. All of a sudden, there's some people in Budapest that's dead. And they ain't see 5 minutes of the concert because 3 minutes Mike was standing up there still and you cried. And as soon as the music dropped for Man in the Mirror, you passed out and you ain't see the rest of the concert. Now you just spent your hard-earned money to be in the front row. And now Mike ain't even hit a note for Man in the Mirror and you missed it all. He didn't even do that. And people missed the concert. We didn't even get that. I'm gonna make a change for the rest of my life. That's the change.
Yeah.
That was the change for him. Yeah. And to me, the ending did not stick. And if we're not gonna talk about the sexual assault allegations for various reasons, ain't no reason for a number two. What we gonna do?
I do eventually. I think when they do the number the second movie, I
No,
think
they
they'll get into
can't.
that. I think they'll
They
get into it a
said
little bit.
because of legal reasons.
All right, well,
Because of some legal reasons and some NDAs and all of that,
I don't
they
need
can't
that.
talk about a lot of that.
I don't need that in the movie.
I
I
don't
don't care.
either.
I don't need that.
I'm
I don't
not
care.
saying,
I don't care about that.
but you're right. We don't need it, Mike. But if you start off at night, if you start, okay, I give you a
but they
perfect
might,
example.
but they might rewind though. They even though they ended the movie with bad, I think you could if they could get it right and they could they could right the wrongs and they could kind of rewind. If I don't get an actual show me how the bad album was made. I want to see how that album was made as well.
I
Give me
mean,
that.
yeah,
I want to see the lead up to that
they
too.
should have. But Mike, here's the thing, because you've did the bad to us, so the album is already out. What you
But
gonna play?
rewind, get a flashback, start with
Now,
a
what you gonna do
flashback.
now?
Shit.
You gonna go into the Moonwalker movie and him
Yeah,
being on set?
yeah, absolutely.
So here's I don't need the sexual assault allegations. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just state this before like we move on.
Yeah.
I don't need the sexual assault allegations in the movie, just like I didn't need to see Joe Jackson being a hard father in the movie. I didn't need to see that either. However, when you make a part two and you don't have no conversation about the sexual assault allegations, then what is the movie? What is the movie about? But you gonna go into Fox and ABC and NBC and CBS premiering
I
Black and White?
mean, look at it like we could
Well,
because
remember the
that's
time?
you could go into the Dangerous album,
But
the era of
what's
the
the
Dangerous
drama
album.
in the story from if we go from 88 to when he died? What's the drama in Michael
They'll get
Jackson?
more into the skin thing because by the time he got the bad, he was light skinned. He
Yeah.
light skinned Michael.
So
You
we're
know what
gonna
I'm saying?
talk about
We could
plastic
get it
surgery.
more. We could get it more into that.
We're gonna talk about look, here's why I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
Let's break down the list. Let's remove sexual assault allegations from this conversation. If you were to make a Michael movie too, the topics in the movie outside of the music, we're talking about the tragic part. We're talking about the story part. Skin, plastic surgery. What else?
Him and No More Quincy Jones. They didn't win any Grammys
So
for bad.
so he leaves Quincy
No
Jones.
Grammys for bad.
So wait a minute. He leaves Quincy Jones and he goes to Teddy Riley.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the story between him and Teddy Riley? I don't know if this is gonna work. Can I get New Jack Swing?
Please God, Michael Jackson wasn't asking for that,
That
was
was
he?
it. Where's the drama?
Yeah.
The drama ain't him leaving Quincy Jones unless y'all about to say it was a fight. And he was
Okay.
like, you know what, Quincy, you just like my dad. He's like, you know,
Do we know the backstory of that of why they stopped working with each other? I don't know if Quincy has that ever been addressed.
I mean, yeah, on various documentaries and things of that nature, but in a movie form, that's what I'm saying. The drama.
Yeah.
What is the drama outside of Michael, outside of sexual assault allegations?
You got me there,
What is
dang.
the
I don't know.
drama?
I don't know. I don't know how we. I don't
What is
know.
the drama for Michael too?
Maybe him doing it
Villalago
so we can get it,
and
like
plastic surgery.
maybe we'll get like a lot of the controversial interviews. Maybe the one with Oprah. Like where he getting grilled, doing all these interviews and asking all these questions about certain things, and him having to continuously defend himself against a bunch of things, a bunch of rumors that spread about him, and people making
So they're not gonna
accusations.
say sexual assault. There's a lot of rumors.
Maybe they could get into. Maybe they'll find a way to hop around it, or people just picking on him about his skin, the skin color and changing. Like Michael Jackson, do you want to be white? You know what I'm saying? Him having to defend himself in that sense. I don't know.
Man,
It's a lot.
That's what they're gonna give us, if that's what they're gonna give us and Michael too, then they keep that shit.
I don't know, Bang. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna give us nothing but musical performances, then that's cool. But if we ain't just
I'm
gonna
cool
do
with
nothing
that
but
too.
just have a conversation about Villalago, have you
Yeah.
pronounced that shit? You know what I'm saying? Skin disease and more plastic surgery. Then what we're gonna do a movie about a black artist who's unhappy about himself? So then that means he turned to what? Drugs or something? So they gonna show Michael Jackson on drugs,
Popping pain pills
popping
and
pain pills, and
I don't
trying to
know, man.
spin.
I don't know how far they gonna go, like timeline wise, age
And that's
wise,
the other
with it.
part too.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
are we gonna get him abusing pain pills?
Yeah, I don't think you go as far though as I feel like you don't go as far as
We
maybe
gonna get
like
him
after
alone, walking along
Dangerous.
in Neverland Ranch. Like, nobody likes
It's possible.
me. I'm alone. Like, look, to put a bow on this, I don't think we need a number two. I think this movie could have been a lot better and had a lot more drama, or a lot more drama. I think, and the drama is not bad drama. It's again, the fact that he did not win a Grammy or win the Grammys he wanted. The fact that he didn't win the Grammys he wanted for Off the Wall, and it made him pissed. It made him mad. He felt like he was really snubbed by the industry. And he said, fuck y'all. I'm about to deliver the best work ever. And he did it, at least for that time. I didn't need to see Joe whoop his ass in order for that to happen.
Yep.
All I needed to see was Mike when he was a shorty,
Yep.
Mike leaving Motown, Motown not believing in the Jackson 5. They had to go and be the Jacksons. They struggle a bit. Mike said, I got to put this on me. Mike does Off the Wall. It gets snubbed. He say, I'm going to get y'all, and he got y'all. If we ending this movie in 1987, they could have did us a better job. They could have did a better job in this movie in 1984. In fact, I can tell you exactly when and I said this on the show. If this is what we got, part one of the Michael Jackson movie should have ended at Motown 25. And then you gave us Michael from there, becoming the biggest star of all time, giving us Bad, the tour, him standing, Man in the Mirror, going into Dangerous, and boom. So, yep, that's how I frame it, Mike. Just to repeat, so y'all can understand this shit.
Yeah.
If Bang would have made this movie, young Mike, Motown Mike, leaving Motown, his brother over there, show you the way to go, Dance Machine, I'm still not as big as I once was, I want to be by myself, Off the Wall, y'all played me at the Grammys, you see everybody at the Grammys too, so we get the Grammy shot, and then him telling Quincy Jones, I am the greatest entertainer, I'm going to make the greatest album, that mantra shit that he did, then give us Thriller, he ended with Human Nature. And then part two, and no, he ends with Motown 25.
Motown
And
25.
then they play Human Nature as the credits roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then part two is after that, I'm Bad, all of that other shit.
Okay.
And you ain't even got to get to the sexual assault allegations. You get two movies out of 1969 to 1987, call it a day. The end.
I'm with you when you right, Bang. I don't
That's me.
disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. Hey, your way would have been perfect. No
And that bitch would have
disagreement
won an
there.
Oscar. Antoine Fuqua, Michael Jackson Estate. My way would have won y'all an Oscar.
Yeah.
Now y'all just gonna get some NAACP image.
Damn. Maybe a Golden Globe. Come a
I
Golden
ain't getting no
Globe.
Golden Gold, fam.
Can't get a Golden
There's gonna be
Globe.
a whole bunch of movies that come out after this. Coleman Domingo, he gonna
Coleman
get nominated.
Domingo. I'm about to say Coleman Domingo go get nominated for Best
Oh
Supporting
yeah, he
Actor.
get nominated. Look, Michael, Michael. We going on tour. I talked to Don King, and we're going on tour.
So this was not a Best Picture category movie at the Grammys.
Man, look, this movie gonna clean up at the Image Awards.
For sure.
It's like you gonna and all the Jacksons gonna be there to support Jafar when he wins Best Actor in the leading role at the NAACP Image Awards.
That's where it
We
stops.
get the Golden Globes, and now because it's a musical or a comedy, Golden Globes, because they got them separate categories. So Golden Globes, yes, it will get nominated for best musical or comedy.
Really? Musical? They can say the Golden Globes would consider this a musical?
Yeah, they singing in the movie, Mike.
Yeah, but it's not
It's
made
not.
like a musical though.
I mean, but it's a musical. They
All
singing in the
right.
shit.
Okay.
It's like Dreamgirls and Eddie Murphy. Eddie
Now,
Murphy won. I think Eddie Murphy actually won Best Supporting Actor in a musical or comedy for Dreamgirls.
that's a musical
Michael.
because the scenes they were like singing their
Yeah,
lines. The singing part is in Michael is
motherfucker
just it's just
he
performance.
sung, and Mike, he had several singing performances. It's
Yeah, but
musical.
not like but not musical style. But I can.
No, it's okay. When they say musical, they don't mean like West Side Story, nigga. Like
That's what I'm thinking. You said
man,
that's
no.
what I'm thinking.
This fits in musical or comedy.
I'm
This is
thinking
not a
like
drama.
Annie. Thinking like Annie.
Like this is not a drama, my G. This is not like
Okay.
This is a musical or comedy.
All right.
Michael, we're going on tour.
All right.
I talked to Don King. Pepsi's gonna put up the money. We're going on tour. We're gonna call it the Victory Tour.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, that little album. I'll let you do that.
I'll let you do that.
But Michael,
Boy, that shit
you're going on
funny
tour
as
with your
hell.
brothers. Coleman Domingo, he got it. Michael, if I ever meet Coleman Domingo, I want us to have a conversation. And I want him to talk to me like I'm Joe Jackson. Michael, we're going on tour.
He definitely not gonna do that.
Michael, Janet's gonna be a star, Michael.
Yeah.
I want to hear how you say Janet, Reby, Randy, Jermaine. Because he ain't say none of the kids' names.
None
he
of
said
them.
Michael.
Latoya.
He like somebody tell me. Maybe
All we got was Latoya.
Maybe I missed it, Mike. Maybe I did. But I ain't hear Coleman Domingo say, other than Jermaine, he made his choice.
Yeah.
I ain't hear him say Randy, Tito, Marlon, Randy, Latoya, Janet, Reby. No, that man said Michael.
Can't say Janet. Janet said she didn't sign off on her name being mentioned in the movie. She can't be mentioned.
Your little sister. He ain't say your little sister. Michael.
Oh my
Michael.
God.
He barely said Catherine's name. Catherine.
Nope.
Michael. Hey, man. Hey, I want to go to Dame Dash real quick.
Shout out to Latoya, though. Shout out to Latoya.
Hey, hella time.
She made herself known.
Hella screen time. Nigga,
Go
she
ahead.
had her arms folded. She laughed. All of that. And shouts out to Nia Long, too. Mother's going to bed now. Oh,
mother, you gonna miss the best part.
Ain't no way. I joke with my kids by saying, yo, call me father. Don't call me that. I joke with my kids.
Yeah.
But ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be looking at my kids like father's about to go to bed. What?
You ain't referring to yourself as father.
I'm not referring father's about to go to bed. Father's tired, y'all. Hey, come watch this movie with mother. What? Your mother? Why you can't just say me? Catherine, why you just can't say me? Come watch this movie with me. Come watch this movie and have popcorn with mother.
Yeah.
Well, where mother at? Oh, it's me.
That gotta be like an 80s thing.
That's shit.
That's
they
80s.
was born in the 60s, Mike, and they was born in the 50s.
Well, I'm sorry, yeah, that's a 50, 60 thing. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Boy, God rest my grandmother's soul. If her ass would have ever referred to herself as grandmother and talking to me, my grandma know me. Georgia Meeks, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Georgia Meeks, what are we doing here? Why are you referring to yourself as mother and grandmother? Nah.
Now that you think about it, watching probably 60s, it's probably more 60, 70 movies that we know that have references to people referring to stuff like that. Though.
They call it them like mother's going to bed now. What? Okay. Why you just say I'm going to bed? Why you got talk in third person?
I'm pretty sure. Person? Yeah, we going.
Mother's going to bed, y'all. What? Okay. Wait, why are you telling me that? But they call their daddy Joseph. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. That's what they talking about. They call. That's why they got their ass whooped.
Joe Jackson, what happened? None of that.
They ain't right. That's why they got their ass whooped. They call Catherine Jackson mother and him Joseph.
Yeah.
To his face. Joseph, we did good. Oh, you call me dad or father. I'm whooping your ass. You call me Joseph. one more time. Why are you calling me by my first name and you calling her mother? Nah, whoop me your ass. Hey man, Dame Dash, another rant.
Yeah.
This time he says no one cares about reasonable doubt. I knew this was gonna get Mike frustrated.
Damon.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not even. I'm not frustrated. I'm tired. I'm tired. And the fact that Dame ain't tired yet, dog, is let it
Why
go, Dame.
why is he gonna be tired? They pay
Let
him
it
to say that.
let
They
it
pay him to do
go.
all that.
I guess you
But
gotta
I'm gonna
make
let you cook.
let it. I don't know what it is. If Damon Dash has to use Jay-Z's name to stay relevant out here and
Art
on
of
the
dialogue. They
internet,
got to do the. Hey, look, they got to talk about Jay
just
Z on Art of Dialogue.
how does this go? Does Damon Dash go in and say, "Hey, bro, make sure you ask me this question about Jay. You can ask me this question about Jay."
Probably.
I want to know, is Jay-Z's name brought up in pre-interview discussion? Like, yeah, I'm gonna say this about Jay. Are you gonna ask me questions about Jay? Because I'm open to asking any questions about Jay. Shit, at this point, these interviews starting to look set up to where like he knows and telling
Yeah.
them to ask me something about Jay.
He
Because
know they. He know they.
at the
He
end of
know
the
they bringing
day,
on this shit to talk about Jay Z.
like,
Point.
because I was about to say, there's no reason to interview Damon Dash at this point. No disrespect.
But
Now,
Mike,
me and you can interview David Dash. We can have a real conversation with David Dash in Jay Z's name, and we could be a great interview. And
yeah.
Jay Z's name doesn't even have to be
But
mentioned.
Michael, Michael. Let me ask you a real
David
question.
Dash, this is a public challenge right here. Come on, Some Dude Pod. Mike B and J.R. Bang. We will give you the greatest interview ever, and you won't even have to mention oh boy. That's what you refer to him as in an interview. He don't even like to say his name. He's like, oh boy, homeboy. You call him
Michael,
homeboy. Come on,
Michael.
Some Dude Pod.
But Michael,
The interview will be great. We
Michael,
won't even have to talk about old boy,
Michael.
homeboy,
But
whatever it is you
Michael,
call him. Yes,
I got a question.
I got an answer.
Is he wrong?
Is Dame wrong about nobody caring about reasonable doubt? Absolutely wrong. He's 100% wrong. Jay-Z is doing a concert on July 10th at Yankee Stadium, and he's gonna perform Reasonable Doubt in its entirety, and it's sold out. One
Michael,
night only. You can't sit here and say
Michael,
the man didn't even want to sell him the
Michael.
1/3 ownership of Reasonable Doubt. He wanted to hold on to it
I
as
feel
long as
you.
he could because he thought he was gonna make a grip off of it. And then once he found out, oh, it ain't really worth how much ever I thought it was worth, he had to give it up. He had to
So,
give it up.
Michael,
Stop playing with me, Dane.
Michael,
Stop playing,
I'm not saying that Dame is wrong.
bro.
I'm not saying he's right.
But see, this is the thing, though, Bang. When he says, if he wants to make an argument about nobody caring about reasonable doubt, but you can't say, oh, ask a kid about reasonable doubt, or like
No. I'm not
you
gonna
can't
say
give
that
it to it.
because
You can't give it to me
I
like
got a
that.
kid. We got
You're not gonna
kids in
give
the
it
house.
to that
We
because
got
that makes
kids in
no
the house.
sense. That's a
Yeah, we
that's a
got kids in the house. A kid is not gonna be able to have a conversation with me about reasonable doubt.
exactly.
All I'm gonna say is this, and I'm gonna rehash a conversation that I've brought here before. I believe for a number of people, the love for reasonable doubt is fake.
Yeah, we had that conversation too,
Wait a
Bang.
minute, yeah,
About yeah,
let me
I
rock.
get. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me rock.
Go ahead.
This is why I believe Damon Dash is wrong based off today now because the album grew legs and people revisited and all of that stuff. But I'm sorry, especially for people in Chicago. You can miss me with the reasonable doubt love in 1996 because I was there. And I remember talking about Jay Z, Monopoly money, real money, dead presidents, and people telling me, you talking about that dude that got they playing Monopoly at the end with Biggie and all that shit. Get that lame ass shit out of there. I was there. I had the Reasonable Doubt album. I had the Dead President single. I don't want to call myself a day one Jay-Z fan because I wasn't there for the let me get with you Jazzo shit. I won't call myself a day one Jay-Z fan. But I also remember Tupac dissing Jay-Z and people calling Jay-Z lame after Tupac dissed him. I also said on this podcast that people didn't even hear Reasonable Doubt until Volume 2 came out because they re released it. And when they re released it, people thought that was a new Jay Z album. And it wasn't.
Now that
I'm
wasn't
not
me. That's
talking,
not me.
right.
Go ahead.
I'm not talking about New York people.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about anybody from the state of New York, from the city of New York, from the borough of Brooklyn, or any borough in New York. I'm not talking about Philly. I'm not talking about Baltimore. I'm not talking about Maryland. I am simply talking about Chicago, Illinois. Anytime I heard or saw somebody bring up Jay-Z in 1996, they was talking shit about the Monopoly joint. 1997, they was talking shit about the Sunshine video. But 1998 rolls around, this nigga cold. Jay-Z said, let me re-release those first two albums. And people was like, yo, got that new Jay-Z? What new Jay-Z? Reasonable Doubt in Volume 1. Them old. One came out last year and one came out the year before. Oh, word? So, if Damon Dash is talking about people outside of the East Coast, he right.
Now let me ask you this though. Do you think watching that clip, do you
To me, he
think
right.
that he's watching the interview, watching that clip of him saying that, do you think that he's referring to people don't care about reasonable doubt in the way that you're saying it? Or is
Yes.
it just saying in general? I don't get
Yes.
I don't get that coming.
I
I don't
believe
I don't
I
necessarily feel like he's
believe that
saying it in
Damon
that sense.
Dash is I believe that Damon Dash is using that because he knows there's going to be somebody like me that be like, you know what? He ain't that wrong. The album barely went gold. That wasn't his biggest album. I believe that he knows there's people that's going to be able to look at what he say, and even if he didn't mean it in that way, they're gonna say, you know what, he ain't really wrong. But see, let me also add this to the I understand what Damon Dash is trying to say part. I also, as you heard me say on this podcast before, say that people be lying about their musical taste and what they be listening to kick it. And I think that Reasonable Doubt is one of those albums that people be lying to kick it. Not saying that Jay-Z did not have any fans in Chicago, because I know there are other people than me. And when I'm talking about my age, I'm talking about when it is 1996, I am 14 years old. It wasn't a lot of 14-year-olds talking about, yo, Jay-Z, Dead Presidents, Reasonable Doubt. You should go listen to The Evils. Oh, he dissed Tupac on that album. It wasn't a lot of people that was like, yo, Can I Live and all of that shit when that album dropped. Talking about 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Now, when you turn 16 and you got it, you was like, yo, this album was dope. I missed it. But I'm always under the assumption that people be lying about their musical taste and what they be listening to just to be involved in the conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
one of those albums that I believe that people be lying about just to be involved in the conversation, talking about people that was my age and how we come up with now and all of that stuff, is Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember niggas seeing the Monopoly thing at the end and thought that shit was lame as hell. And then when Sunshine came out, that shit was lame as hell. But
Yeah.
Streets is Watching, where I'm from, came. It's like, oh, okay, that shit hella decent. Who the best MCs? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. Nigga, you third on the list. And shit, this other rappers better than you. Why you say Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas? Or maybe I didn't grow up around the right 14-year-olds. But what also Dame is coming from is a place of hate. And that's getting tiresome.
That's where
But
I'm exhausted.
but it's lucrative. That's the thing about it though. It's lucrative. Anytime he goes on Art of Dialogue or any of these other Vlad TV type shows,
Yeah.
they're gonna pay him to talk shit about Jay-Z. Just like they're gonna pay the Haven to talk shit about Jay-Z. And what's the other nigga name with the weird ass name? They're gonna pay him to talk shit about Jay-Z
Yeah.
because it's lucrative. The reason why you bringing me up here is to talk shit about Jay-Z. So
Yeah.
let me get up here and talk about Jay-Z, give me my money, and then I'm out. It's simple as that. And because of that, Dame comes off as a hater, and it's unfortunate. Um, but to a point, I agree with him. But I'm only talking as a 14-year-old who loved Jay-Z when he first came out,
Mm-hmm.
who loved Dead Presidents, who loved Can I Live, and had the single and stole the album from my cousin and was playing that. And then it broke and I didn't have it. And
Yeah.
then I had to get it from my cousin just to go ahead and play it again. So I
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Niggas talked about Nas. They talked about AZ. They talked about Busta Rhymes. They talked about a whole Master P. They was upset that Tupac died.
Yeah.
We talked about Biggie. All of that. I was there and having those conversations and felt like I was the only DMX. I felt like I was the only nigga fighting for Jay-Z on the west side of Chicago.
Pull this question up. That's a great question, Brando. And to answer that question, would he feel that way? No, he wouldn't feel this way if he still had ownership, because the man was on social media trying to sell the ownership and called himself trying to be like, oh yeah, well, and also I'll sweeten the pot for you. I want 10 million for this. But also, if you buy it, you get the OG Rockefeller chains and all of this shit like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
He didn't want to devalue. You can't devalue the product, but now I don't own the product. So fuck it.
Now you don't own the product. Now that is I don't give a fuck. See, that I can't honor that.
But wait a minute. Hold on, Mike. I heard what you just said. I don't honor that. Mike, again, a broken clock could be right twice a day.
Look.
Wait a minute. Let me explain. Yeah, I don't honor it either. You're 100% right. I don't honor it either. But guess what, Mike? We do it all the time. Hey, I don't like this. You don't want to. You buy an album. You don't want to say you spent $10 or $20 on a CD that you don't like.
Yeah,
man. Hey, I like track 5, 7, and 9, 10 decent. When that shit break, that shit was whack as hell. That shit was whack as hell. I don't even want this. We do it all of the time. We do it. Women do it with men. Men do it with women.
But see,
hey man, that's the love of my life. I love her and all that shit. Then when you ain't got it no more, that bitch, that nigga, he's hurt, man. When are y'all gonna understand that Damon Dash is hurting?
He butthurt. He butthurt. But see, this is where these discussions that he's having, and then he's coming up with these wild ass takes. They you know what I'm saying, they crumble right. It's crumbling right in front of him, because look, man, there was a time where Jay-Z didn't even want ownership of none of his albums but Reasonable Doubt. And Damon Dash was, I quote, "I'm not gonna just sell you Reasonable Doubt. We made that together." That's what he said. Baby. We made it together. So why would I sell you? But Jay-Z wanted that though, and he didn't care about nothing else.
He wanted his baby.
Just give me Reasonable Doubt. But Damon Dash didn't want to do that.
But everything that you just said is the reason why Dame be out here sounding like a scorned lover.
Man, fuck
When
that
I
shit,
had
man.
it, when I had it, this was the best thing ever. Now that I don't have it, this nigga ain't shit. Dame is a scorned lover. Women do that to men. Men do that to women. If you in an alternative lifestyle, them do it today. They do it to them.
Hey, man. Hey, man, look, from my
Hey,
perspective, from my perspective and my reasonable doubt, and my love for reasonable doubt didn't come until well deep into Jay-Z's career. And that's not because I wasn't there in 96.
you was like 7.
I was 10 years old in 1996.
Close.
So I said this on this pod. My first Jay-Z experience was Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. That's when I started listening to hip hop in general, and that was literally my first experience with Jay-Z. So 2 to 3 albums into Jay-Z's career, that's when I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt and listened to
Look,
Volume 1
man.
and learned to appreciate and to love those albums. I wasn't the guy, I didn't know anything
No.
about
But
Reasonable Doubt. But no,
me and
I'm saying
Miriam
no.
just had this conversation about generations when it comes to music and
Yeah.
and getting to things. So I that's why I had prefaced my point with
Yeah.
I was 14, 13, 14 years old when that album came out.
Yeah.
I was going into high school. And my cousin Marky, he had a big body. He had a Caprice. And it was a CD collection that was back there when he bought the car. And it was CDs and a CD changer. And those were up in there. He said, take all of that. And my cousin Derek is a he's the perfect example. Because when I was like, yo, that Jay-Z, man, he cold. He playing Monopoly and shit. And I got looked at crazy.
Let me ask you a question, buddy.
Go ahead.
30 years later, Reasonable Doubt came out in 96. How you feel about Reasonable Doubt right now?
So I'm glad that you said that.
How do you feel about Reasonable Doubt right now?
because because this is reasonable doubt is the perfect example when I be talking about classics. Because me and Miriam just had the classic conversation. It's the epitome of a classic. It grew. It grew over time. It has legs. That's the epitome of what a classic is. I don't know if Mike Jones is still up in here, but that's why I be hating when his ass come up in the chat and be like, yo, is this a classic? This is why I hate this term. I love Reasonable Doubt. I've always loved Reasonable Doubt. I always thought Reasonable Doubt was a dope ass album. 30 years later, I think it is a classic album because classics go in the time. But since you went there, tell you tell you something that the wife said that I thought is the epitome of a classic conversation. She talked about the time thing, right? And she was like, you can't even appreciate shit sometimes even after 10 years because you still might be in the world of the lane you was when you was listening to that joint the first time. So how can you even call something a classic even after 10 years? That don't even make no sense to me unless you just want to have a conversation. I said, you know what? I ain't think about it that way. You got a point. But I'll even add one further. And adding to this further, Mike, nobody was talking, and I'll stand on this, nobody was having these classic conversations. If we're talking about Michael Jackson, was anybody calling Off the Wall a classic if it came out in 1979? And Brando, you a journalist. If you still here, you could help me look this up. Was anybody was anybody calling Off the Wall a classic in 1989? Or did they just say that was a great album? Did anybody say in 1980, in 1994, that Thriller was a classic album? Or did they say it was the greatest album of all time? Did anybody in 1997 say that Bad was a classic album? Or did they just say that was a cold ass Mike album? Those are 10 years after those albums dropped. Classics, if we want to be real, people didn't use the term classic back in the day
Mm-mm.
because of one reason and one reason only. Because classics meant old.
Okay.
When you listen to V103,
Okay.
they kept away from classics, even though Dusty's kind of felt old. But instead of saying classics, they said what, Mike? V103. The best variety of hits and what?
Dusties.
The reason why they use the term Dusty, shouts out to Herb Kent, because you took the record out of the plastic, out of the record holder, and you blew the dust off of it. If you ain't played it in a while, it's a Dusty. Shouts out to Herb Kent. Nobody wanted to use the term classic because classic felt old. So if you using the term classic, you can really only use classic when the shit is what, Mike? Old. It's old. So all Dame is trying to do, and I credit Dame as the person who brought classic back in our vernacular in a different way, because Dame Dash was the one that when Blueprint came out was like, yo, buy two, keep one in the plastic. It's a classic. So now everybody want to say it's a classic. Dame is flipping the script and saying, ain't nobody like this old ass album. Nobody care about this old ass album.
Man, watch out, Dame.
Dame is a scoring lover. A couple of things before we get out of here, Mike. Rick
out.
Ross and French Montana Verzuz. Do we care tomorrow?
Verzuz is cooked. That's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I will be watching that. I didn't even know that was tomorrow.
Club zones only.
Hey man, check it out. Look, man. First, look, man. Verzuz is cooked. It's cooked. They tried to, when they made the comeback with Cash Money versus No Limit
and Brando. Yes, but it was after time had passed. My point exactly, and we brought that up. See, me and Brando here. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey man, Verzuz is cooked. When they tried to do the comeback with Cash Money versus No Limit, they did it. They messed it up, ruined it. They commercialized it and let Complex get a hold of it, and it's garbage now. So I'm good on Verzuz. French Montana doing a Verzuz. Why? What are we doing? Rick Ross already did Verzuz.
It's club songs.
Man, keep it. So yeah, I didn't even know that was tomorrow. So
you don't want to do a Verzuz with club songs?
No, I'm straight.
But French
Montana doesn't have enough. Rick Ross in a Verzuz is, I'm cool with that, but against French Montana, nah, I'm straight, dog. I'm straight.
Sean Mack, Young Miami, Chicago versus Young Miami.
So
why?
Apparently,
why should I be fighting? Why should I be joining the fight here? I'm confused. Why should I be? What's the point?
So apparently it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, if you watch the video, when I saw the video, I was like, "Oh, y'all mad for nothing."
Yeah. So, but that, and I think that incident really, I've seen a lot of people display their true feelings.
Oh, Boy Genius definitely did.
Towards certain Chicago DJs or Sean Mack in general.
The Boy Genius definitely did.
Yeah, I did see that.
Ryan did too.
So
Ryan was like, "So what?"
So look, hear me out. No hate. Shout out to Sean Mack. I've been to back in the day, back in my prime days, you know what I'm saying, when I was running around.
And Lumen.
Look, not actually before Lumen, maybe. I don't know. Victor Hotel and Crowbar.
Yeah. Back when you was intern.
Yeah, back when I was running around interning at WGCI, man.
Intern days, boy.
Yeah, man. I was that was my prime days.
How much ass was you getting in the No, I ain't even gonna answer
that's a conversation for another day, man.
Hey.
That's a conversation outside of the pod. That's not a pod conversation, babe.
I ain't never had an intern.
What I was saying, Sean Mack used to, this was before Sean Mack was even on the radio, when he was just literally grinding, DJing in the streets.
Why is he not on the radio?
Exactly. That's, dude, Sean Mack was in his prime back then. Like, literally, that man rocked so many parties and clubs that I have been in. And, you know, he did his thing. So to see that, it was very shocking. But as I've gotten older, you know what I'm saying, and went to more parties, and I've seen Sean Mack do the DJ thing, you know, it doesn't have the same feeling as it did back in 08, 07. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same how it was. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. But I'm not here to down that man or criticize him. Sean Mack is doing his thing, so shout out to him. But this moment gave a lot of people reasons to spit fire at him. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate. It's a very unfortunate situation.
My favorite DJs. I'm gonna sound very bad here, and I'm not even gonna clip this.
Yeah.
Because I don't want nobody getting mad at me. But I will say this on my platform. My favorite DJs are not from Chicago, and I'm from Chicago.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shouts out to DJ Trini. Shouts out to DJ Gemini. Both are based in DC. Shouts out to DJ Sir Thorough. Them on my feet in watching people DJ at a spot. Those or on the radio. Those are my 3 favorite DJs. And Gemini is the homie. Trini is the homie. Sir Thorough is the homie. Yeah. So Thorough made me run into the studio when he dropped Space Age Pimpin' to start a mix on the radio. Nigga, yeah. I damn near lost my mind. And to watch him and sit there and watch him blend, and Trini, same thing, and Gemini not just stopping and like, nah, those are my 3 favorite DJs right there. None of my favorite DJs are from Chicago because the party stopped. Because you're going to play some shit. Well, I'm going to be like, man, what the fuck you playing that shit for?
Yeah.
Now, but there's different stages to this. I'm talking about in a club atmosphere or in an atmosphere that I am designed to dance to. But where I believe that Chicago got DJs at all across the world, it's just rap. Like just pure, not trying to have nobody dance. I'm going to give you a rap DJ, do your thing. Mm-hmm. But I never really went to the club to hear a Chicago person DJ. Just don't fuck up the mood.
I'm here for the vibes.
I'm here for the vibes
only.
Fuck up the vibe.
I've always been big on it. I've always been big on that when I went to the club. Even now, like I don't go to the club anymore. I don't even know what the Chicago club scene is like nowadays. But if I go to like a kick it spot, you know what I'm saying, somewhere where I know I'm gonna hear some music, you know what I'm saying, I'm here for the vibes. I don't want to hear you yelling. But I will play the vibes. I want to hear you yelling. Give me the vibes.
But if it was just pure, let me just do a rap set.
Yeah.
There's no better DJs to me than Chicago niggas.
Absolutely,
like
for sure.
That, like pure DJing when it comes to like hip hop and shit.
Yeah.
Chicago gonna win.
No doubt.
But trying to get me to dance?
Yeah, we ain't
myself.
It ain't. Yeah.
Nah.
It ain't. I'm with you when you're right, man.
I'm not trying to hear a DJ from Chicago do that. But if we talking about just a pure DJ rap joint set, I ain't heard no better DJs than some of the people that I've heard in Chicago. And anybody get mad, like prove me wrong. Like show me.
For sure.
Send me a set. Send me a recording. So I can be like, maybe let's do. Like, nah, I'm straight. But Sean, I will say this though. Sean Mack had one of my favorite DJ moments. It was at Big Jam, and I want to say this was 2017, 2018. This is when I really realized the power of Get Down, Lil Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doom, 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 get down, Lil Mama, and the whole crowd just like, ah! Like, I ain't playing that yet. You know, doing all that shit. And eventually that whole goddamn crowd went nuts. And I said, damn, I didn't realize how powerful this song. And I've been juking to this shit since that song came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's my moment. And last but not least, man, no more Spirit. So, Mike, you good?
Oh no! Look, so check it out. So hold on. I send my condolences to Spirit Airlines. I flew Spirit once or twice, maybe once. I think for sure one time when I went to Vegas, and it wasn't a bad experience neither. It wasn't.
I flew it twice.
It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be when I first flew Spirit. Like. I had a worse experience on Frontier. than Spirit.
I
So
heard Frontier shit.
shout out. Look, I got. Oh my God, I gotta look here. That's a story for another pod for Frontier. But yeah,
Yeah, Frontier
Frontier.
sound like
I'm
some.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool on Frontier and Spirit. I never had an issue with Spirit, so my condolences. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I love American Airlines now. I like to fly American, so
Oh, okay.
that's just
I'm still gonna fly Southwest
I don't
when
think
I
I've
go
ever.
to Atlanta. When
Yeah,
I go to Atlanta, for birthday bash, I'm flying Southwest.
yeah,
I got all my, the Southwest card and
yeah.
bags fly free still for me.
There you go. You
Still fly
good?
free for me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You
yeah.
know. Um, I bet. Before we get out of here, Brando just said, "Hey, recipes Ted Turner." You know what I'm saying? The TBS,
Mm-hmm.
TNT, watching WCW Saturday Night on TBS at 6:05 Eastern,
Bang ain't shit. Bang
5:05
said, Bang
Central.
said, I ain't even gonna lie, fam. I thought Ted Turner was already
But
gone,
I
but you
thought
know
he
what
was
I'm
dead. All that. But I thought, and it was crazy is I was just talking about Ted Turner because I was watching the Hulk Hogan documentary,
saying?
and I was explaining to Miriam like how Vince McMahon got the bread for WrestleMania. Like he bought that time slot, that I think was Georgia Championship Wrestling. He bought it from them, and then people was writing to Ted Turner like, "Yo, fuck is this East Coast wrestling shit?"
Yeah.
Ted Turner was like, "Hey man, Vince, this shit ain't working. You gotta go ahead and sell that." So they sold it to Jim Crockett Promotions. Vince got $1 million off of the time slot. He spent that million plus everything else to give us WrestleMania. The rest is history, Jack. If it wasn't for Ted Turner, we probably wouldn't have got WrestleMania low key. Also, Ted Turner bought WCW. You know what I'm saying? So and then, hey, the '80s when it comes to TBS. First of all, couple of things, couple of things for Ted Turner I will say. Because Ted Turner looks like he was an all around good guy, just a Southern nigga with money.
Yeah.
But Ted Turner gave us that 5 minutes after spot on TBS. He gave us wrestling on TBS and then TNT. He gave us the 24-hour news cycle with CNN. So these are all iconic things that Ted Turner got. He had Jane Fonda as his wife, and Jane Fonda was bad. And low key, she bad to be like 90. Like
What?
Jane Fonda, bad white woman to be like 90, fam. She
Okay. All right.
she ain't ugly.
All right.
She's an old white woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So she ain't Asian like milk.
Hey, look, I mean, nah, I mean, she 90. Damn near. But Jane Fonda, look, them Jane Fonda workouts, 80s. So yeah, hey man, shouts out to Ted Turner, fam. Ted Turner gave us 24-hour news cycle, wrestling on TBS, and low key, the NBA on TBS was fire. TNT, TBS, NBA back in the 80s, early 90s, fire, Jack. That TBS, and then they had Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls will be going up against Hakeem Olajuwon and Houston Rockets. 7:05 start time, only on TBS. TBS and a whole bunch of Atlanta Hawks games.
Yeah, that was before I started watching NBA.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
man.
for my time.
TBS was low key fire when it came to the NBA. But shouts out to Ted Turner, man. Unfortunately, well, he's old. He's 90 something. So shit. Like he passed away today. And look, we would not have a lot of the programming and news cycles and all the stuff we have without Ted Turner. And again, shouts out to wrestling at 6:05 Eastern, 5:05 Central on TBS, WCW Saturday night. So, any hot takes before we get out of Mike?
Hey man, nah, I ain't got no hot takes, man. I just want to say while we were talking about the Michael movie and everything like that, I had, my mom passed away over 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? She had a vinyl collection. My parents, they collected vinyls. So like after the Michael movie, I went and dug up some vinyls. And these were like, some that I have, like some of the Michael joints, like, off the wall. We got Ben and we got Gotta Be There. I got the Jackson 5 joint right here, Skyrider. Nobody know about that one. And then I got the
See,
Jackson 5.
they could
I
have
got
talked
this.
about it.
I got the Jackson 5 greatest hits joint right here. And what really
That's
like
how you know it was a classic, Mike. Greatest hits.
yeah, man. So I just, what I'm saying, shout out to my parents, man. They have so many other vinyls. Like I have so many. I got the whole vinyl collection, but I just, it was really cool to kind of dig into these and really look at the detail. Like it's a lot of detail in this shit, man. Like, what I'm saying, with all of this stuff right here. So it's lit right here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna cherish these forever and hold on to them. They got the store like in Milwaukee, the vinyl store that they bought these from. Like, what I'm
No,
saying, the rock,
that's
like 93 QFM, the Rock
wow.
of Milwaukee.
Ooh.
And that's the store that they got them from right here, fam. Like mainstream records tape in Milwaukee, Waukegan. So that's just, something that I just wanted to
No.
bring on here, man, just in celebration of Mike, in the movie and everything like that. And but yeah, man, other than that, that's all I got, man.
Not only, real quick, not only is that dope that you kept that collection. Here's a challenge that I have with people that's already all. Here's a challenge that I have with people that's always talking about classics. Instead of talking about classics, this album was a classic, or that album was a classic, and all of that. If I were to name an artist, what songs will go on their greatest hits album? We need to bring greatest hits albums back, Mike,
You know what? Greatest hits albums aren't a thing right now. They really
because you
aren't.
got playlists. But no,
Yeah.
we need a greatest hits album.
Yeah.
If Kendrick Lamar had a greatest hits album, 12 songs,
Yeah.
what would it be? If Drake had a greatest hits album, what would it be? If J. Cole had a greatest hits album, what would it be? 12 songs. 12 songs, y'all. If they were to have that, what would it be? Instead of talking about classics, let's bring greatest hits conversations back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring that back. All I'm saying. Close us out, Mike.
Hey man, some do pop. Yo, why close out? Hey, yo, Brando, man, what's up with them Houston Rockets, man? You all right, bro? You feeling all right? You good?
I didn't get a chance to
We
clip
didn't
it,
we didn't get
but
into that.
Mike, hey, Mike be knowing.
I
You know.
cooked with the Houston Rockets take last year, and you know what I'm saying. And Kevin Durant he's a shitty teammate, bro.
Kevin Durant was like, I
He
don't feel
held
like
y'all.
I don't feel like hooping.
He held y'all back, man. And I told
Mike.
you that was gonna happen, man. And I sent the clip to Bang, and Bang was like, I was like, no, this is spot on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
You won.
he really did the Houston Rockets in, and I called it from a long shot. But I just wanted to check in. That was a little wellness check for you, Brando. You know what I'm saying? Hey, maybe next year they're not going to trade KD, so maybe they could build off this. But I just wanted to throw that in there, a little shot. I'm glad you were in here, but say shout out to Brando, shout out to the city of Houston. But other than that, man, some do pod, man. Make sure y'all rate, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe. The hashtag some do pod is the Facebook group of IG page is at some do pod, at Mike B _CHR, at JR Bang. Twitter, some do pod, all of that good stuff. The Barber's Chair Network, when you search for all your favorite podcasts, you search the Barber's Chair Network, that's where you'll find some do pod. All right, I'm Mike B, that's JR Bang, we gone.
Yo, it's your girl Night Cal, and this is some podcast. We out. Peace.